Hey, Carson Olinger here with Capital City Equity Group. Today is the 2nd of March. We're on our start of our second week here at the Dacula flip. We just did a walk the flip with about 20 investors out here about a week ago. That was right prior to all the trash out. So now the trash out's done. We got all the stuff out of there. We're starting to do the rehab now, getting all the prep work done. So I'm gonna take you inside and show you what we're doing real quick, give you an idea of where we are. Might be a little bit loud because they're still working in here, but we've got all the flooring pulled up and we've got our work cut out for us on this deck. So I want to show you something on the deck that you guys need to pay attention to if I don't break my neck out here. So we've taken all the the top boards off and we demoed out this back wall. But if you can see, and I'll zoom in here so you can, you're going to see that little 2-inch, that 2x2 that's running the length over there. You can kind of see it going all the way across. Well, back when this deck was made, back in the 90s, that was code and it holds up these joists. You see how it's holding the joist up right here, right? So these joists are all held up and they're nailed in from the backside too, but they're held up by that. But since we're taking off all these top boards, we've now messed with the structural integrity of the deck. So now we have to bring it up to current code, which means we need to remove that 2x2 going across and we need to put hanger plates so that the boards will hang in like that V of a hanger plate all along there and then all along the sill over here. And while we're at it, we're going to replace all of this flashing here, okay? So that when the water runs down your wall, it hits that flashing and runs out. It doesn't get underneath, okay? That's really important. So that's just a little tip as you're doing deck work out here, but our demo's going along pretty well. I think we're gonna change the color of the cabinets and lighten them up a little bit, but I don't know, we might stay dark, but the backsplash is going away. I'm gonna flip this thing back around. Everything else is going fine in here. We've got the floors demoed, all the lights are demoed. So they're prepping everything now. They're getting doors off to be painted. We're picking out our paint colors. Don't forget, you got to talk to the HOA before you do that, which I'm doing tonight and tomorrow, to make sure it's approved. You don't want to paint your house without the HOA approval if you're in an HOA community like we are here, because they can make you change it and they'll put a lien on your house. So make sure you get the right documentation from the HOA so that you can get your colors on the outside approved. You can paint your house orange on the inside. They're not going to care. But on the outside, you're going to have some restrictions on what you can do. All right, so going back forward, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to keep these black, and I might do an accent out here, maybe a blue or something like that to kind of put a little color in here. And then on the mantle, we're going to paint it black as well. But that backsplash, that bronze backsplash, that's going to go away. We're going to lighten it up, put some stainless steel appliances in here, and I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to try and, I may do a two-tone in here, not quite sure, but we're going to change out the lights. So let me tell you something about your lighting and your hardware package. So I've been doing a lot of black hardware, black lights and stuff like that. One thing to consider is on some of these older houses, when I say older, I'm talking in the 90s, you're gonna have an old bathtub that's molded in like this, okay? So you've got hardware that's here, and this is like a stainless steel. But you'll notice there's no way to access this here. If you want to change that out, you've got to cut into this. There's no way to do that unless you come along the back side of the shower right here and cut in the wall and come in underneath down here to get access to that. So make sure you think about that before you get too far, because we're going to be demoing out this shower here. This plastic insert is going to go out. We're going to change these out to probably a black. But before we tile all this, I need to make sure that we can change by cutting in on this wall, coming in underneath the tub and getting that out, okay? Just stuff to consider. And then obviously we're gonna shampoo the carpets because we wanna make them look a little bit better. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna put LVP down here. Anyway, today's the 2nd of March. We're moving along quite well. We've got the system downstairs, which is awesome. I'll show that to you since I've got this thing going. So we've got an $80,000 soundproof room down here for recording studios and everything else. I mean, they had it set up pretty well. It's a little dark, so bear with me. They've got a purple burlap on the walls and the light is very dim, but it's all wired in here properly. So you've got a lot of infrastructure in here to run a sound booth in here, and then you can have a band or recording studio in here. No windows. This is a room within a room. I mean, the acoustics in here are phenomenal, okay? You've got all your ports coming in, audio, video, lights, everything. They've snipped off the video, but you can easily fix those. Then you got all your ports for your amps and everything else. We're gonna probably change the wall color in here, but pretty much leave this thing intact because the infrastructure is irreplaceable in my opinion. So you can make this into a bedroom if you want, but this is the recording studio. So anyway, we're gonna keep that, and then we're gonna change out the basement now that all the junk's been moved out. So we're starting to spackle walls and everything like that. So anyway, my name's Carson Olinger. I'm with Capital City Equity Group. I appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you follow me on Facebook at Capital City Equity Group, and go to our YouTube page and subscribe, because we're going to be giving you all kinds of tips like this, not only on this house, but on other houses that we're flipping as well. Lots of good tips to learn how to do the right thing and not to make the mistakes that we've already made, because in this business, your mistakes will have zeros on the end of them, all right? There's processes to things. For instance, we got to make sure this the ceiling is level, because the floor up top is not. So we may have to open this whole ceiling up here, but before we paint, we want to do that, right? So these are the kind of things we got to look at. Thanks for joining us. If you need to reach me, please reach out to me at info@capcityeg.com, or you can follow me on Facebook at Capital City Equity Group. As I said, subscribe to our YouTube page at Carson Olinger. And if you want to drop us a line or be on our buyers list, please go to www.capcityeg.com. We're always looking for investors. Our investors are getting double-digit returns. We're turning their money over 3-4 times a year. We're getting ready to start buying some trailer parks. So we're looking for some long-term capital partners that want excellent rates of return. Please reach out to us. What can we do for you? Thanks for joining us. Take care.